Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy.
Do you miss the glory days of talk radio, where the hosts knew their stuff and were not spreading fake stories? What would it be like if those same hosts could speak their mind and not have to answer to management for it? I have just the thing for you. Spencer Hughes Podcast Adventures is the new show from Spencer Hughes, formerly of Fox News Radio and a host of other places. For as little as $1 a month, you can have access to Spencer again. His insights will make you think, and his humor will make you laugh. This is your chance to help a man build his dream and support his family. Head over to patreon.com/Spencer Hughes today and subscribe to one of the several levels you can choose from. You will not be disappointed in the content you are going to begin receiving. Patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. Adventurous content, the way radio used to be.
It's another one of those times when you just say something and makes me think.
What did I say now?
Well, it was when we were talking about... Well, it's pretty much when we talk about anything that involves being checked and searched. You come from a place where they're very liberal about that. They can do whatever they want, pretty much. And we come from a place where we are protected from that. They have to have probable cause to search our stuff.
You do have probable cause in Canada, too.
It doesn't seem like it's as strict as here.
There's probably just more things that are probable cause.
You said they're set up as a DUI checkpoint, one at one end of the street with the bars and one at the other end, and they stop everybody and search them.
They don't. I didn't say they stop and search them. I say they stop and talk to them. The 9 times I've been through a DUI checkpoint, they asked you where you were coming from. They asked you if you're right at home. They check your license to make sure your home address matches. If you don't smell like booze, they wave you through. That was my experience all of the times.
The point is, it's different than here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've really learned through our relationship is to listen to what you say, identify where I currently stand on said comment, but don't just dismiss it if I disagree with it. Also, don't just accept it if I agree with it. Always check it out.
We got onto this topic because I don't think that the police should have to publicize where their DUI checkpoints are going to be. Now, I have not even one time voiced my opinion on if I think DUI checkpoints are the best way to handle the situation or not. But I think if they're going to have them, that they shouldn't have to publicize where they are because the drunk people are just going to avoid them.
I was going to look up the reason why they have to tell you that. I can't remember, but I know there was a reason.
I'll change my opinion if you can give me a valid reason.
Well, yeah, exactly. I understand that, but my point was that we were going to look it up, and I forgot to. But what do you think upsets me about that?
You don't like that they check you at all.
Right. So, here's what it is. It says, let me get in here and read this to you. This is kind of interesting. Turns out it's constitutional. Turns out by publicizing checkpoints, your local police department is just following the letter of the law. Way back in 1990, a legal challenge came up in Michigan, and the attempt was made to deem checkpoints unconstitutional. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that they were constitutional, but they mandated that checkpoints must be publicized ahead of time. If the police don't publicize a checkpoint, it can be considered a detention without reasonable suspicion, and that violates your Fourth Amendment rights. So what they're saying is, and that fits exactly into what my understanding would be, if you don't publicize that there's a DUI checkpoint at Lincoln and Valley View, and we just happen to travel through there and get stopped by the police, that's an unlawful detention.
So now I have a question.
Without cause. They didn't have any reason to stop us, other than that we were driving through an area. So the point is, to avoid a fascist government, we have laws like that. Your question.
Are checkpoints a lot more intrusive here or something? All the time?
When there's a checkpoint, they pretty much talk to everybody coming through.
Okay.
And yeah, they'll stop people and search their car. And I know they say they tell by certain factors, but I personally think if you really talk to an honest police officer who was able to tell you the truth, maybe someone who's retired, I think they have a count. Every second car tonight you're going to do this. And every third car, you're going to do this. And every fifth car, you're going to do this. And so every second car, they do this thing. That guy handles every second car. This guy handles every third car. And that guy handles every fifth car.
Okie doke. So yes, you're saying checkpoints are significantly more invasive here.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, so maybe here needs to make their DUI checkpoints work a little bit more like Canada's, where they just pull you over, ask you where you're going, see if you smell like booze, and if you don't, let you go. And if you smell like booze, then they have probable cause to do a sobriety check.
But the same point stands. They have to publicize it, or else it's an unlawful detention without cause.
I think that's stupid.
Well, what's the cause? What's the cause for stopping me there?
What's the cause for any police officer stopping somebody who's driving?
Your taillight's out. Your registration's not valid. You drove too fast. You drove too slow. You didn't signal when you lane changed. You signaled for too long after you lane changed. There's all sorts of reasons you can get pulled over. And they use those to pull you over, and then once they've got you pulled over, that's the whole theme.
And they also make up reasons to pull you over.
That's the entire theme of Live PD. The entire theme is what starts out as something small can always turn into something much bigger. That's the case, kind of the same theme of the arrested by Newport Beach police. They're always pulling him over for something stupid like, what was the one today? The license plate was bent or was hidden a little bit by the tow hitch. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then the license plate bulbs were out on the car. So he pulled them over to talk to them about that. And then found methamphetamine in the car, all this stuff. They use those things, those traffic violations, to pull people over so that they can then search your car. That's exactly what they do. So if you took away the need for them to have that probable cause and you just let them search, that's all they would ever do is pull people over and search them.
Way to turn the air conditioner off.
I thought you had it with the remote, dingus. So, they would just stop everybody and search everybody because at that point it would be legal because they wouldn't need a reason. So that's why it's not stupid that it would be considered an illegal detention.
I think it's stupid they have to publicize it because I honestly think people who are drinking are just going to pick a different street. And that if they're going to publicize it, there's absolutely no fucking point. That's why I think it's ridiculous.
But the whole point is that by not publicizing it, you're detaining innocent people.
I heard you the first 94,000 times you said it.
But so then but that's what I'm trying to get at with you, that you're not letting me get to, is then that must mean you're okay with innocent people being detained.
Did I say that?
Well,
have I said whether or not I agree with DUI checkpoints or not? No. I think they should either...
if they're going to have them...
Oh my God, let me finish my sentence. If they're going to have them, then why publicize them? Because it makes them useless. If you're going to publicize them, find another fucking way and don't have them at all. It's ridiculous to have them and publicize them. So if you're going to publicize them, don't have them at all. Get my point?
I get your point.
I don't drive. I don't give a fuck if they have DUI checkpoints or not. I'm never going to get pulled over in one. So, like, really, I just think it's ridiculous if you're going to have a traffic stop to publicize it. It's not like break the law going through other stops, like the agriculture checkpoint. There's no alternate route that doesn't have an agriculture checkpoint. So, why do you give people the option of taking an alternate route if you're going to stop people going a certain way? Then don't stop them at all.
You're not required to stop at that checkpoint, though.
You are if they wave you down.
You could drive right through it. You're not required to stop there.
That's not what you said like every other time I've asked you about it.
You're not required to stop.
Well, you're required to stop at the border checkpoints if they flag you down.
Yes, you are. You are.
Clearly we don't agree. At all, even a little bit. So.
But I haven't really heard... All I've heard is an emotional answer. If they're going to have the checkpoint, then it's stupid to publicize it. And if you're going to publicize it, then they're stupid to have the checkpoint.
Yours isn't emotional?
No, it's not emotional.
It certainly sounds emotional.
It's strictly about whether your rights are being violated or not.
Okie doke.
Why should I be detained as an innocent person? I didn't do anything wrong, but I have to stop? And be harassed? Really? Why? What is that accomplishing?
Clearly nothing. Because all the drunk people went a different way. It's not accomplishing anything. I've told you
You're
this
not
like 100 times. Yes, I am! Don't tell me I'm not listening. I am listening. You think it's a rights violation. And I'm not saying whether or not I disagree with you or not. But I am listening.
And yelling.
Mm-hmm.
Loudly.
Yeah, so don't tell me I'm not listening. Makes me mad. It makes me yelly.
Well, that's kind of, I don't know, childish. Don't act that way. There's no reason for that. I mean, you want me to start yelling about things when I don't like something? Because I could.
I think it's
yell
rude.
Really loud.
I think it's rude when you tell me I'm not listening, when I can prove to you I was.
How do you prove that
I
you were
repeated your point
something?
back to you.
Not precisely. No, you didn't.
Do I really need to do it word for word?
That's what I was just going to ask you. What's the arbiter? Is it supposed to be that you get it 100% right, 90% right, 80% right, 60% right? How much percentage is good enough? That's the point. Because even with that, I would say, well, it's really stupid to require less than 100% to show you've been listening, but at the same time, I'm smart enough to know that most people aren't going to be able to repeat 100% of what was said. They're just not.
So that means you think that everybody's not listening because they can't repeat it 100% back.
It means that would be my standard, yes.
All right. Whatever floats your boat.
Water floats my boat.
All right. You enjoy that.
Sometimes lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun. Just reach down, scoop a cup out, and drink it. Except for the little lemonade fish that are in there. It's weird.
If you drink fruit punch, then you can have Swedish fish.
I don't understand the fruit punch link, though. To
Swedish fish would taste gross in lemonade. They're already one of the flavors in fruit punch because they're bitter.
I see what you're saying. Well thought out. Uh-huh. So, what? Sour Patch Kids could go in lemonade?
Ew. Only the yellow ones or the green ones.
Yogi says the green ones should go.
Green ones are
He
gross.
also says you should finish your lime drink from Starbucks.
I eventually will.
Because, I finished my free one.
Just because you finished yours in 3.2 seconds does not mean I have to drink mine in 3.2 seconds.
Mine was free.
Maybe I like to savor mine and have it last longer than 3.2 seconds.
Sure, so it can be filled with water. It's
nope.
Nice. Tasty. But...
Why the fuck do you care? You don't have to drink it.
I don't. I know. I don't care. I'm just saying. Yogi said, did you not hear the part? Proof that you don't listen. This all started with me saying, Yogi said, I never said any such thing. I don't care what you do with your drink, chicken, glasses, ears, left foot, right toe. Doesn't matter to me. It's your decision.
Okie doke.
You're in control of those things. Yogi just said he thought you'd want to finish your drink. Because he says it's expensive.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he can go eat a dick.
He knows you expense report it to the network. He knows that. He's the CEO. He reads the papers. He reads the reports. So he's just telling you.
Yes, every week
make him
the
pay for
Yogi's Podcast Network is in the negative $4.75 for my fucking Starbucks order.
He says if you're going to make him pay for it, damn well drink that shit. That's what Yogi
Yogi's
says.
Podcast Network is going to have to declare bankruptcy because I drank so much Starbucks.
Well, you got to talk to Yogi about that. He's the one doing the talking. I am just the messenger. Don't kill the messenger.
I already did.
No, not a good idea. Even Pretty Girl says, I don't kill messengers. I only kill roaches and rats.
She doesn't kill anything. She's fucking afraid of the cucarachas.
I haven't seen that many. Some, but not that many.
We exterminated better than the exterminator.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty gross that we have to deal with this, but it is what it is.
That's what happens when you have messy-ass neighbors.
Yeah.
And I'm not specifically referring to the ones next to us on either side. I mean...
the whole builder.
You know, the people who write fucking racist graffiti...
Yeah, what was that about?
Racist graffiti into the steel panel in the elevator.
What was that all about?
I just can't.
That was horrible.
Daniela's going to be very upset when she comes to work on Monday and sees that.
Yeah. She's off this week, right?
I don't know.
I thought she said she was taking a vacation.
She was supposed to take a vacation like 2 weeks ago, and then she couldn't.
Interesting.
Maybe she rescheduled it. I don't know.
Well, you know, I was saying before, and I want to just throw this out there. We're watching Breaking Bad.
Are we?
I was talking to her about how, you know, watching these guys have a meeting, and they're talking about...
Oh, sweet Jesus.
They're talking about how to move more product, and who's got the better quality product, etc., etc., etc. And it just dawned on me that, like, how is it any different than any other business meeting I've ever been in where they're strategizing how to sell more of their product?
I told you this earlier. Normal businesses send you to collections. Drug businesses shoot your face off.
How do you know that the accounting firm you work for doesn't shoot your face off when you don't pay your bill? How do you know that?
Because they would go to jail.
You think they're that stupid that they let that out there for everybody to see?
Remember what you said? The only way to have not go to jail is if only one person knows or two people know. That's it. More people would know at an accounting firm if they shot somebody's face off for not paying their freaking bill.
Maybe.
Excuse me, accounting department? Consider this debt paid in full. This person no longer has a face. You kill me.
That was funny. That was really funny. I don't know if it was your voice or what you said or a combination of both, but that was really funny.
Can I just say, it gave me super bad flashbacks to that day the driver went full savage in Lethbridge and our whole building was under lockdown because they thought he had a big old gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that day. That was crazy.
You were freaking out. My mom was freaking out. My Russell was freaking out.
Yeah, we care about you, woman.
But it turns out the guy was just napping in a hotel downtown. He did not have a big old gun, and he was not threatening the building.
No, the danger was with the police.
They had big old guns!
Something messed up. Someone was dead. Look out. Not good. Do you know
and if you, sneezed, they would look at you like...
I don't know. I think that would be scary to me.
It's the only time I've been legitimately under lockdown.
That's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
there's so many weird things that you go through in life. And at the time, they kind of have an impact, maybe. Sometimes they don't have any impact at all. But later, when you look back on certain things, you say to yourself, that was a really weird experience. Or, wow, that was scary. Or, that was really funny. You don't... Mitchell does it all the time. He'll say to me, Dad, do you remember? And then he'd tell me what he thinks is funny. And I'll laugh. And it's always funny. I'm going to give him that. He's really enjoying the World Cup.
Really, I hadn't noticed.
Really enjoying it.
Quite literally all he's talked about since it started.
And I am enjoying it with him.
Are you?
Well, it's teaching me a lot about soccer that I didn't already know. And quality of play is amazing. And it starts to make more sense to me what the kids are being taught at practice.
Well, what's interesting is the World Cup players play the exact same system as his team of soccer players plays. Sometimes. They play
He told
the
you that,
exact
right?
same system.
Yeah.
No, he didn't tell me that. I can see it. I have eyes. I pay enough attention during the soccer games to know what's going on sometimes. I don't know what it's called, but there's 4 in the back, and then some amount in the middle, and then the rest in the front. Anyway, they don't all the World Cup soccer. I think it's 4, 4, and 2 or something like that.
Something like that.
Or 4, 3, and 3, depending on the day. With Rafa, he changes his mind. But some of them play like that. But the way that they pass to each other is just higher skill level than
and it's
tiny
effortless.
humans have.
And it's effortless. It's like thunk.
Because the tiny humans 1 in 10 passes goes exactly where they want it, and they're just so damn thrilled when it goes where they wanted it. And then the other 9 are a little wild, and the person isn't there, and whatever it is, what it is. They're 14. But the World Cup ones, they always kick it exactly where they want it, and the only time it doesn't get to the person they wanted it to go to is if somebody intercepts it.
Yeah, or the defense puts too much pressure on.
It's crazy.
Well, and even long kicks. I was asking Mitchell, you'll see them and they'll be aiming for the near post, and they kind of curve it into the corner. And I said to him, how do they do that? And he's like, they use the inside of their foot. And basically he's saying they use the curve on their foot, and it bends the ball. And it's really bizarre. But professional soccer players give me the chills, because they can kick a ball 40 yards and land it right at the foot of their teammate.
I feel like they're some of the most athletic athletes.
Well, yeah, come on. Look how long they run.
Because I think hockey players are similar. But they play for what?
40 seconds at a time.
Yeah, and then they get to chill out. I understand it's more work, but
Yeah.
the soccer players play, they get 1 sub per half or whatever?
Well, yeah, but there's a limit on the total number of subs you can have, period. So you have to be careful. You can't just freely substitute people.
Right. So they have those rules, but I would guess that most players play at least half of the game. 45 minutes to an hour of solid running, back and forth on that giant field. That is, Mitchell, it's 20 feet longer and 35 feet wider than the field that they play on. I made him look it up for me. And that's the average, because, there's a range.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And they're not much bigger.
No.
Mitchell's team are almost man size.
Well, it just pumps me up because, Coach has been trying to teach them, to hit the far top corner of the goalie box with their crosses. And there's a reason for that. What the pros are doing, when you watch them, they're hitting that top corner, and their player is driving in, and he kicks the ball in off of that play. Because the goalie has to watch the first guy with the ball. That guy with the ball holds the goalie there and passes it across to the wide open net. It's crazy. The skill level is just disgusting. But, it's the same thing when you go and you watch, if you were to ever go and watch, kids play baseball, and then go watch the Dodgers. that's like night and day. Like, my God, they make the pros make it look so effortless, and they throw the ball such a long distance with such speed on the ball, and it's just like they do it just like I would throw the ball 20 yards, they throw it like 80.
Right.
At the same speed and same accuracy. It's just crazy.
I don't know. It's just really interesting to watch the whole World Cup thing where, like, they play the exact same system, but the tiny humans are on, like, level 3 or 4, and the World Cup people are, like, level 10.
Yeah.
But the last time we watched soccer, when we turned the dog into a Polish soccer player, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And Mitchell's team was playing at like a 1. They were at like a 10.
Yeah, Mitchell's team's improved a lot. His team's improved a lot.
But the world-class soccer players are still at world-class soccer player level. Like, they aren't much better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that professional level of almost anything is amazing to watch. Like, when you watch somebody who's like a professional graphic artist and how the tricks that they just know, like, don't have to spend time thinking about finding on Google or whatever. They just know the tricks. It's, I don't know, it's mind-blowing sometimes, the beauty of it all.
When you made me an admin of that group earlier, and when you make somebody an admin, it publishes it into the group, and it posts their cover photo and stuff. And I was looking at my cover photo, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how much effort I put into creating that face, the cityscape, and the face, and the brain, and how, like, I had to do all of these things to make it look exactly the way that I wanted it. And then I had to leave it for, like, 6 months before I could come back and finally finish it. And I feel like a professional graphic artist could replicate it in an hour. And I spent and my profile picture, too. I spent a buttload of work on that.
Yeah. The one casualty I'm really bummed about that I'll never see ever again since I wiped my laptop out. Fireworks. Because they stopped putting it on Creative Cloud like 6 months ago. But because I had it installed, it continued to work and be updated. Now it's gone forever.
Betcha I can find it for you.
I love that. I love that program. It's really cool. But, yeah, well,
But, you know.
What you gonna do? So.
I don't know. Have a nap?
Got anything left to speaketh about it?
No.
Then I guess we should be boogieing.
I guess so. I guess that means good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hi everyone, this is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If by chance you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.